Our next mission is Pueblo Alto. So we go down and once again confront these rangers and ask, hey, can we go up to Pueblo Alto? We try to like schmooze them by telling them, we're working for the intel community. We're really kind of working a special project. We can't explain it to you. And, as we're like half sentence, the guy goes, no, you can't. No, I'm afraid. And he goes, and now it's the second time I've told you. So no, you can't stay here. I was like, okay, I guess you're just a crabby bastard. And maybe if I got stationed out here as a park ranger, I'd be upset too. So we leave. I think we stopped someplace and grabbed some food. And now we had to go all the way back out around to the north and then off to the east and then south again and then come west through a reservation, a Native American reservation that butted up against the park. And so we do that. And again, we're driving in this car. I'm surprised it was so washboard and dusty, this fine talc dust. I'm surprised that, everything in the car didn't just like shake off and fall on the ground. As I told you, I'm surprised the headlights didn't fall out. It was really violent. So well-made Cadillac by the time. I'm sure it wasn't by the time we turned it in. Anyway, we get there. And again, like dumbasses, we're trying to figure out what are we going to do with this big red Cadillac. So we're running around and gathering up, the only thing we can find, which are tumbleweeds. They were in great supply there. And we pile tumbleweeds and make a tumbleweed mountain again on top of a red Cadillac. And we start hiking. I've got the map and the compass again. So I'm compass man, actually. And so I tell them as we start up, I said, okay, Mel, probably best you stay over here on my right-hand side, about 20 meters. And Ed said, I got the left 20 meters. Of course, what else are we going to do? I'm in the middle because I'm following a compass azimuth to the top. So as we start walking to the top, we get a good 5, 6, maybe 700 meters up on this route. It's a ways. It's easily 1.5 to 1.7 kilometers to get where we need to go. So we're moving, and it's tough to keep everybody online because I wanted to be able to keep an eye on everybody. I'm sure they wanted to keep an eye on me. We didn't have any white lights. We had them, but we weren't going to use them because we wanted to navigate in by starlight to get up there. So we keep moving. We cross the kilometer mark, and we are on our way up really into the incline now to get up to this place called Pueblo Alto, and which is supposed to be the oldest part of this city of Chaco. And as we're up, we're maybe 400 meters from the top, as I estimate. All of a sudden, my ears have that big high-pitched sound in both ears, like sometimes when you feel a pressure differential or something else going on in your head. But they rang for like 20 seconds. Both ears were ringing for 20 seconds, which I would have literally just said that something happened and a pressure change in my head, blood supply or something. But all three of us, Mel Riley says, did you hear that? As I was hearing it. And Ed Dames goes, yeah, I felt it. And then Mel Riley, after it dissipated, which is about 15, 20 seconds, Mel says, we just got scanned, which I thought, okay, like by what? I'm thinking like, what scanned us? I'm thinking like maybe there was some electronic wire, something or electronic, fence that we just passed through. And the next thing we're going to see are rangers coming down the hill with red filter flashlights, right, on horses to arrest us and haul us away for trying to sneak into the park. And we keep on walking. Okay, let's go. So we keep walking. And I'm still compass man, and we're walking on, and we get another 20 yards up there, or so. And the exact same thing happens again. All three of us hear and feel this ring in our ears. And Mel turns around again and goes, okay, second scan. Wonder what the third's going to be. And we just keep walking up to this place because what are we going to do? We're there. And we keep walking. I mean, it wasn't like it put us to our knees. It was just very noticeable, felt loud in your head, in your brain, right? And it was simultaneous with all three of us. And so we get up there to the top of Pueblo Alto, and we go over and look around, and it's just a demolished ruin. I mean, clearly it was important at one time, but not now. I mean, there's really nothing. There's like three walls standing and maybe a half partition, and then there's about a 1 meter wide wall, as I recall, all the way around the top of this place. So it had a wall at one time and pathways up there and that kind of stuff, but it's kind of really, a letdown when you got up there, because I expected something more. As I recall, we couldn't even find a kiva because we thought maybe we'd jump in that and see if something was, going there, but nothing. There was nothing up there. So what we did was we're not going to keep looking for lights on walls and lights going down into the center of the canyon. We were convinced that we had seen, when we mapped it, that we had seen activity above us. I mean, when we were way miles and miles away. Mm-hmm. So we lay on this wall, all of us, and we're pretty close together. I mean, we're kind of feet to head, as we're laying on it. All of us are facing the same direction. We're all looking up, and we're just kind of talking. And Mel's smoking a cigarette, of course, and we are just looking up in the sky. And all of a sudden, after several hours, all of a sudden, something happens in the sky above us. And the best scale I can give you would be if you were laying on your back and looking at an opening on your hands like that, and how that would be in relation to the sky in terms of a diameter. That was the best scale I could get. So I immediately put my hands out and tried to look at this thing with straight arms, and it filled the opening that I had. It didn't fill over, so I was pretty close. And what it looked like was like cellophane above us, cellophane, because all of the starlight behind it was being distorted. And it was, the lights were like twinkling and carrying on. But everything within the field of that looking like cellophane. So we immediately thought in our analysis, because it was there for several minutes, and then it just like collapsed, right? It just dissipated again. So we thought, well, that's unusual. And I know that Ed knows, I don't know that Mel knows, but I know what atmospheric phenomena looks like. And that's not one of the manifestations of atmospheric phenomena. To be stationary over a particular place and to stay that way for 10 minutes or more before it dissipates. So we stayed to see if we could see it again. And it was probably again 2.5, 3 hours later, it opened again. So it began, the cellophane was above us, and the starlight was bent in exactly the same place where we were before, which is unusual because the earth would have been turning. Yeah. So you would have expected it to be over there. Instead, it was in exactly the same place. I can't even, imagine how that could happen, but it was 3.5 hours or 2.5, 3 hours later. It opened again for another 10, maybe 15 minutes in a stationary place. And then it just it collapsed again and went away. We stayed there the rest of the night. Occasionally, always somebody on the wall looking up, and the rest of the guys would get a break, get up, walk around, see what they could find in the area, and coming back again and change places. And we did that till sunrise, when we thought we better hightail it out of there before, the ranger might see us or somebody else might see us and we'd be in handcuffs. So we make our way back down. We don't get scanned on the way down. We make our way back down. We unbury our car and we hightail it out of the area. And we go find some crappy little hotel somewhere where I think I spent most of the day killing cockroaches or something. I can't remember where it was, but and eating Mexican food, which we needed. And we needed a shower and we needed some rest, and we did. Long enough for it to start to get, we wanted to go back up again that last night. And so we did the same pathway out, the same pathway up. We were not scanned again going up. And this night when we were up there, this thing, whatever it is, this activity opened above us. But this night it opened 3 times, about 2.5 hours apart in almost even sequence. It stayed open somewhere in the neighborhood of 15 minutes, plus or minus a minute or two. And it would stay there for that amount of time, and then it would close again. 2.5 hours later, open up 15 minutes, give or take, close. And then again, and then nothing for the rest of the night. So we go back down again, and we are done now at this point.
If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like, subscribe, and notification buttons. Additionally, if you have any feedback, please put something in the comments below. And lastly, if you want to watch the full episode of this clip, you can find it above. Thanks again for watching.